say Crawford. If you go down the list and ask me about tactical advantages, most of them are Crawford. What Canelo has is size, and as a result, physical strength and punching power.
And a neck as wide as Broadway, for crying out loud.
Right.
The thing that I don't like about Canelo is that it's like almost every shot has to be a power shot.
It's a power shot, yes.
They both hit hard. Because and you can see the strength. You know, when I was fighting against Crawford, I didn't think Crawford was that strong, but when he kind of moved me around a little bit, he is very strong as well. So look, yeah, but why does he need to give that much away? He's pound for pound #1 in the world.
Max Kellerman and Stephen A. Smith analyzed the potential showdown between Canelo Álvarez and Terence Crawford. Stephen A. predicts a Crawford victory by decision but urges caution, pointing to Gervonta Davis's warning that Crawford could be vulnerable if he engages in too many exchanges. With Canelo holding the natural size and power edge, Stephen A. emphasizes that Crawford's path to success lies in his defense, speed, and ring IQ rather than trading shots. Both analysts agree that strategy, not sheer strength, would ultimately decide the fight.
And a neck as wide as Broadway, for crying out loud.
Right.
The thing that I don't like about Canelo is that it's like almost every shot has to be a power shot.
It's a power shot, yes.
And that's not beating Crawford. I will confess, I think Gervonta Davis's trainer, Cal, I think he said this. He said Crawford could find himself in trouble, and I'm not sure it was him, but I think it was him. He said Crawford could find himself in trouble if he decides to engage with Canelo, because Canelo is the naturally bigger, strong fighter. And I don't care that Crawford's gotten bigger, and I don't care that Crawford's going to go in there just as big as Canelo.
Max Kellerman points out that Terence Crawford's overall skill set seems sharper, giving him a clear technical edge. He acknowledges Canelo Álvarez's durability, highlighting his granite chin and naturally larger frame that provides strength in exchanges. However, Kellerman notes that Canelo hasn't looked as dominant or polished in recent outings, showing signs of slight decline. This sets up the matchup as a contrast, Crawford's precision and timing against Canelo's size and resilience, framing the fight as a clash of skill versus durability.
But in terms of, if you want to go skill for skill, especially the recent version of Canelo, who's had to turn into a seek and destroy guy, who had to learn as his career went on to cut off the ring and not just follow guys around. Like Lara, Trout, Floyd, he followed those guys around. He had trouble because he's really a natural counterpuncher who wants you to come to him. But in recent years at super middleweight, he's gotten really good at cutting off the ring. Again, last fight notwithstanding. So as an overall suite of skills, recent vintage, it's been Crawford.
Okay.
But Canelo also is skilled and has a larger skeleton than Crawford. No matter what they weigh, Canelo's the bigger guy.
Yeah. You briefly mentioned Canelo's power, so who I would assume Canelo has the
You'd have to think, unless Crawford, Crawford was on a knockout streak until he moved up to junior middleweight.
Antonio Tarver, former champion and respected boxing analyst, has voiced his support for Terence Crawford while recognizing the immense challenge this matchup presents. Tarver notes that Crawford has repeatedly proven himself across multiple weight divisions, but believes this fight represents an entirely different level. He emphasizes that it will be not only Crawford's toughest test to date, but also a type of challenge Canelo Álvarez has never truly encountered before.
All the way, but this is going to be the toughest fight, the best fighter Bud has ever been in the ring with, and arguably this could be the best fighter Canelo has ever been in the ring with. We'll find out which one is which on September 13th.
Antonio, I appreciate your time. Safe travels back home.
Man, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Antonio.
Crawford wants to feel his punching power as well. In the beginning, it's all the position balance. Like both guys are trying to get balance and trying to find their rhythm, understanding their distance to where they can punch and at the same time avoid getting hit. It takes Crawford a little bit more time than I would say Canelo to get right to it. Canelo, although he is a I would say he is a prolific counterpuncher, fantastic counterpuncher. He tends to find his spots a lot quicker. And the indication of that is when, if you look at any of the boxers that Canelo has faced, Trout, even Danny Jacobs, even when he fought against Charlo, you just check out the first round. He usually takes off, just feels the power, cruises, see what these guys know, couple of feints, level changes, gathering information, right? Crawford does the same and similar things. So I think the first round's going to be a real, calm and cautious round by both fighters. But in the second round, Canelo's going to start applying that pressure, man. Pre-engagement with Crawford is a little bit more difficult than a Charlo, okay? Let me explain this. So pre-engagement is the movements before you get into that sweet spot, which is mid-range, to be able to let your hands go, right? Both guys are trying to counter each other movement. Both guys are looking at each other's, hands, trying to anticipate.
Amir Khan, having shared the ring with both Canelo Álvarez and Terence Crawford, offers a rare perspective on this matchup. He emphasizes that Crawford has already cemented his status as an all-time great within his natural divisions, especially at welterweight. However, Khan cautions that weight classes exist for a reason. Moving up against naturally bigger fighters comes with serious risks. In his view, Crawford had no real need to take on the burden of facing Canelo, since his legacy is already secure. Even so, Khan acknowledges the ambition driving Crawford's decision, framing it as a bold attempt to silence critics and achieve what few in boxing history have managed, overcoming the boundaries of weight. Still, Khan is clear. While Crawford is undeniably elite, stepping in against someone as powerful as Canelo is a dangerous gamble, one that could either elevate his legacy forever or jeopardize his career.
But respectful. Yeah. I just feel that, in boxing, weight divisions are made there they make him for a purpose. And I highly respect and say pound for pound the best fighter is Crawford by far, and beats anyone. But when you start putting weight on and you go up a weight and you fight these guys like Canelo, even though Canelo might be now getting a little bit older and might be slowing down a little bit, but he's still going to be very dangerous. That punch power, you're still going to get tagged, you're still going to get hit. You're going to have to spar heavier guys to get ready for that anyway, so you're going to be taking a lot of wear and tear anyway. You're going to have to adding a few pounds on. Does he need to put that pressure on himself? He's done what no one's ever done before. 2-time undisputed world champion. So why not just enjoy? But obviously you want to go for that next challenge. Now for him, he wants to go for that Canelo. I would advise him not to go for that. Yeah. But if he's the man and he knows how good he is himself. So I can't really say to him that do this or do that. So really,
he believes in his skills. He feels
he believes in his skill. Yeah. We can't answer for him. Yeah. We let him go and do it. You know what I'm saying? And we all might be wrong. Yeah. He might be even stronger than Canelo. He might pack the weight on well. Yeah. That he might do really well in there. So look, regardless,
you fought them both. Like what are the differences between them? Obviously, he's way.
Canelo's strong and he's easily hit. Very easily hit. Yeah. Compared to when I fought against Crawford, I couldn't even hit clean. Yeah. So really, that's the difference. And they both hit hard. Yeah. Because and you can see the strength. When I was fighting against Crawford, I didn't think Crawford was that strong, but when he kind of moved me around a little bit, he is very strong as well. So look, yeah, but why does he need to give that much away? He's pound for pound #1 in the world. Why does he have